For more now on the crisis in Ukraine, we're joined now live via Skype by Ken Yalowitz. He's the former U.S. ambassador to Belarus and Georgia. Thank you so much for joining us on our broadcast.
Thank you.
The regional parliament in Crimea has set a March 16th referendum on leaving Ukraine to join Russia, as I'm sure you know. Do you think Russia will go through with this, ignoring sanctions from the President of the United States on the basis that this violates the international law?
I would hope that they would not, but I'm afraid that they probably will. All the indications are with these large Russian troop movements coming into Crimea now, and all the steps that they're taking, that it looks as if they're preparing to stay. This is somewhat similar to what happened in Georgia, in South Ossetia, and Abkhazia.
Russia's foreign ministry, Sergei Lavrov, said today he sees no point in having a dialogue with Ukraine's new government. Why is this?
Well, they have taken the position that the government in Kiev, the new government, is basically illegal. They prefer to go forward under the arrangement that was agreed upon on February 21st, which would have kept Mr. Yanukovych in power, but with sharply reduced powers. Their argument is that his removal was unconstitutional, that it was a putsch, that the forces behind that removal are fascist, terrorists, and that's the reason that they are refusing to talk to the new government. And at the same time, of course, they're preserving the right to go into Crimea to protect Russians, ethnic Russians that they say are under threat, but it's clear that they were not and that they are not.
President Putin and President Obama have exchanged some really tense words in a phone conversation. How has this move by the Russians changed its standing in the international community, or has it?
Well, I think it has. They suffered after the invasion of Georgia. No other country of the former Soviet Union even, recognized Abkhazia and South Ossetia as independent. And the same thing is happening now. I think there is a lot of concern that this again is the second time that the Russians are changing borders that were agreed upon in 1991 when the Soviet Union collapsed. And I think all of the still relatively new states of the former Soviet Union are concerned. Several of them have Russian populations, and that's certainly the case in the Baltics, the three Baltic states. Kazakhstan has a very large Russian population, and all of them, in theory, would be, at risk if the Russians decide that these populations need to be protected.
Well, that brings me to the next question. Do you see the Russians taking control of other interests in Ukraine itself?
I think Putin himself has said that he does not see the likelihood of further, interventions in Ukraine outside of Crimea. But it's a very dangerous situation, as your lead-in showed. The tensions are rising on both sides. President Obama, has called for a series of steps which I think are very important here, that there be a pullback of the Russians to their bases, that secondly, that there be international observers and human rights monitors sent to the Ukraine to actually see what the situation is on the ground. And the third, which I think is extremely important right now, is that there be a new contact, a new diplomatic contact group set up, which could bring together the Russians and the Ukrainians and third parties to see if we can get a direct dialogue going between Russia and the new government in Ukraine to de-escalate the situation and to restore Ukrainian sovereignty and territorial integrity. It's a dangerous situation, and I think the contact group idea is a very, very good one to get dialogue going at the top levels.
Ken Yalowitz, thank you so much for your time and your thoughts and for joining us on our broadcast.